Oh, hey there, everyone. How's it going today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I had a pretty good day myself. Um, we have a lot to catch up on. It is nighttime. My last video was daytime yesterday. Yesterday, as you know, I went orienteering, and I'll get into what that is in a little bit if you didn't look it up or anything. Um, and I want to drive a point home while I explain it, so stay tuned. Um, but I went orienteering, and then I worked yesterday at the restaurant, got back into it. They put me on as like a training shift, so I got paid like $10 an hour, but it got my feet under me, and I started remembering everything I used to say to like explain everything. So it was a pretty good day. I forgot how much work serving actually is. Like, you're on your feet for like 8 to 10 hours, and you're running constantly back and forth, and it gets really tiring. And I forgot how much, like, I remember recording my steps, and it was like, I feel like I got 10,000 steps each shift. So I'm going to have to get used to serving again, but it'll only be for 2 months. And then another thing I remembered is that at this restaurant that I work at, the hours are so late. I usually don't get home until like 1 a.m., which kind of sucks because I like waking up at 6 a.m. and I wanted to start waking up at 5 o'clock. So I may just have to suck it up for the next 2 months and start going to bed later and waking up later. And then once lawn care season gets back in and I quit the job again, then I will start working mornings again. And I'm not really quitting. I mean, I told the managers before I even started. I asked them if they would have me if I could only work for 2 months, and they're like, "Yeah, might as well just come on by and we'll get you some shifts." So should be a fun little ride. Make some extra cash there. Start paying down some of this debt. Um, I'm just gonna update you. I'm just gonna keep updating you. I'm gonna have to start planning out my days as well now that I'm back, because I'm gonna have like half of my day just gone to serving. So I'm gonna have to start planning how I want to allocate my time to actually working on my business, because I still, in like the last 2 weeks of talking about it, I have not been able to work on my business. And I would like to start writing things out. And after this, I really need to brainstorm of like what I want to start working on, because I have a lot of things to figure out for this next year. And maybe tomorrow I'll go into detail about my business and like what I'm actually thinking. Yeah, that would be a good one. I think I might do that tomorrow. So we'll see. Um, so I'm excited to be working again, making some extra cash, and maybe it'll give me a little extra drive to get stuff done in the time that I have. Um, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. I do have a wedding here in like a couple days to go to already. I came back and now I'm leaving again. So after that though, well, I leave in February for something. See, I once this spring rush hits, I gotta say no to like all vacations and everything, because I feel like I'm just so everywhere else. I can't just sit down and focus on the things I want to focus on. Vacation's nice, and I'm super excited for this wedding, but I can't just sit down and focus. So we're going to power through it, okay? But orienteering was good, and if you don't know what that is, I'm about to explain it to you and kind of drive home one of the points that I talked about in another video. So this is a map. I don't know how well this is going to focus. This is a map for orienteering. So it's a race, and this is a geographical map of like a park, and I'm not going to go too much in detail, but it's like all the details of the park. So you can see the roads, the parking lots, the hills, the fields. The dark green is like heavy woods. The light green is like woods that you could run through. You can look more into it on your own. But essentially, there's controls, is what they're called, throughout the whole park. And you don't know where they're at. So you have to follow this map. And you have to follow the map and all the trails, figure out where to go, and then you find the control, and then you use a chip, and it reads that you get it. So you have to get all the controls for your time to count. And then it's a race. So you're trying to do it fast, and you're trying to beat everyone. And so I did this yesterday. We love doing this. My family loves this. It's a good time. If you don't do it, if you've never done it, it is very fun. You learn how to read a map. And it's a race. It's good exercise. I ran like 3 miles and I didn't even realize it. But as I was saying, so it is a race. And the thing I want to talk about is why I think that building a base for my business, this is me. I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to talk about it. And that is, I keep going on rabbit trails. I think that building a strong base and going slow, getting my direction straight, and just then taking off once I have a strong foundation, I think that's huge. Because not necessarily in this race, but this race. So really, you have to, this is like, I want to explain this, but it's, so going from one control to the other, you have to read the map, and it's a race. So you have to balance like going in the right direction and being in the right area, as well as being the first one to do it. And the issue I've had the last couple times I've done it is I'm just so hot to trot, and I'm trying to get out there and win, that I run and then I get lost. Like yesterday, I spent 10 minutes trying to find one control. And if I would have just gone slower and taken the time to look at the map and exactly find out where the control was, I would have shaved off like probably 7 minutes of my time. And so what I'm trying to say here, is if you go too fast, you're prone to make mistakes. And then in this, other people can pass you. Whereas if I would have taken a slower time to figure out exactly where I was going, and then absolutely bust my butt to get to the next control, then I would have been golden. But I was going into this just trying to win, not really focused on where I was at, and I got lost. So I don't want to do that with business. So my plan is to take the time in the beginning, figure out where I'm going, what direction I want to go in, and then absolutely take off until I get to the next control or the next step in my business. Then I have to reassess where I'm at, slow down, figure out where I'm at, what I need to do, and then take off. And I think that a lot of people, and especially when I got started, I just wanted to take off and get going. When I first started my business, I wanted to just get going. I didn't look around. I didn't know what to do. And a lot of that was just because I had no clue what I was doing. But I just wanted to get going. Whereas imagine if I took a year or 2 years to actually plan out my business completely and have a step-by-step game plan, have it all laid out. Because people have done it before me. There's so many successful lawn care and landscaping companies that if I just took a year or two and I learned from them, and maybe I even consulted some of them to help me build a good business, then I could go so much further, faster. Like, initially it would be slow because it would be planning, but then so here's a person who's just starting and going really fast. I would be down here for the first year or whatever, but then eventually I would pass because I'd have it all planned out, where this person is trying to figure out along the way what's going on. So my game plan is to take these first couple years to figure out exactly what direction I want to go in, plan everything out, what it will look like, talk to other people, and then eventually, with the knowledge I have from that, I can take it and I can just excel and surpass everyone. And I'm not too focused on the competition. I really am just here because I love doing this. So yeah. That's a couple thoughts I had, and I thought about that running while I was orienteering because I made those mistakes on the third control there. I spent 10 minutes trying to find it, and then the rest of the race I was trying to bust my butt trying to get back into my position. But ultimately, I didn't win because I made such a huge mistake. And that happened to my last race. I made every single step perfect until the last one. I got cocky. I was like, oh, I'm crushing it. I'm going to win. And then I got lost. Not like for a long time. It was only like 4 minutes I got lost. But that gave enough time for me. I got fourth place. I could have got first if I would have just... I literally had the control, guys. This last race, I had the control, and I just took off. I didn't look at the map. I was like, I know where the finish is. I'm going to run there because it was the last one. And I ran around in circles, and then I finally made it to the finish. And I was like kicking myself because I was like, if I would have just – it was such a small decision, but it put me in last place – not last place, but fourth place. But – anyways, that's just a little nerdy thing that I like to do, and I thought that was a pretty good analogy to apply it to business. And yeah, it was just a little bit about what I was thinking. And obviously, I'm not a millionaire yet, so I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's what I can guess is that you really need to build a strong base. That's what I've heard: strong base, and then just go for it. So I made a video about this on the past, and I didn't really explain it very well. And this, visually, it clicked in my mind, so maybe it will click for some of you guys. And look into orienteering. I might start making some GoPro videos on my another channel, just like raw footage of me running around in the woods trying to figure out the next controls and everything. So I do have some very exciting stuff. If you watch the podcast with my brother or the other one with about Africa, I have some exciting stuff for the podcast in the future. Should be happening here in a couple weeks. So stay tuned if you want to know more about the podcast or whatever. I'm super excited if this all works out. And I'm excited to be working again. It's kind of nice to not have to think about anything, just go into work, grab my paycheck, and then come back home, sleep, wake up, and do it again. That is the nice thing about being an employee. I don't have to worry about anything except like going to work and scheduling my time. Gosh, it's so much easier. Even just after 1 year, it's like so much easier now that I think about it. I don't want to go back though. I don't, because I know I would last like 6 months and then I'd be like, all right, I'm done. That's usually what happens. So that's a little bit about me. I went to the grocery today for the first time since I've since I started renting this apartment. My second grocery run, because I was just pretty much leeching off everyone else while I was bulking. So I got a fridge full of meat, pickles, pretty much low calorie, low carb. And there's some fats in there, some yogurt and stuff. But I'm excited because tomorrow I will be putting my head down and starting to lose weight again. And I can tell even on my arms, like I can't even barely see my veins anymore. So it's time. And I think this will line up perfectly for the winter or the summer. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. I'm super pumped. Sorry if this was a long episode, but I enjoyed this talk. I really did, guys. And I'm just blown away that you guys are here. Like 175 today. That's insane. Guys, you're insane. I will let you know that I do have a goal by the end of 2024. I'm going to try to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I set it at 1,000 because that would be like 10, that would be 5 a week, 5 subscribers a week, or 10 subscribers a week. Even then, it wouldn't be, I don't even think I would get there then. But I think it's possible. And I don't want to overestimate how far I can go because there's only so much I can do to get subscribers and viewers. And really, it's just my journey. So it's just if people are interested or not. So my goal is 1,000 subscribers. And if I get 1,000 subscribers, when I get 1,000 subscribers, whether it's this year, next year, 10 years from now, I want to do something big. Maybe a giveaway. I know I don't want to like do a giveaway to get viewers, but I want to give back to you guys. You guys are awesome. I love all the comments you guys leave. So I'm super pumped for the future, guys. I really am. I don't know if you can tell or not, but super excited for 2024. And I hope you guys are as well. This was good. I enjoyed this. Got a little more energy today. I kind of want to hit the gym. It's like 8 o'clock, but if I'm starting to go to bed later and later, I keep talking. I'm boring you. I'm sorry. I will see you guys tomorrow. See ya.